so what's up? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be doing a GFX tutorial. I did one a couple months ago, but I have gotten a lot better at making GFXs since then, and I thought that I can go into a little bit more detail. So the first part of the video is just going to be download, so if you already have everything downloaded, you can just skip to the next section of the video, but let's get started. The first thing that you're going to want to download is, of course, Blender. So I'll have it linked in the description. I have just Blender 2.9, but it will work the same. So just click download Blender 2.93.1 and it'll get it downloaded for you. And the next thing you're going to need to download is a rig. So you can use a woman rig, Blocky rig, or man rig. I have the woman rig, and that's what I use for all of my GFXs, but it doesn't matter which rig you use, and all you're going to do is press download again. So that's it for all the things you have to download. So now we can get started. Alright, so once you have everything downloaded, you're going to want to go into Roblox Studio and press create new experience. Once that's loaded up, you're going to want to go over to New and select Classic Baseplate. Once you're in Roblox Studio, you're going to want to go over to the toolbox, and if that's not there, just go to Home and select Toolbox, and you're going to go to Plugins and search Load Character. And you're going to want to select the free version and download that. It can take a second to install and load completely, so you might need to close out of Roblox Studio and open it back up again. But once you have it downloaded, you're just going to click on it and type in your Roblox username. Make sure Spawn at Origin is clicked with the little X and select Spawn R6. Alright, so one thing a lot of people want is a face that is a limited face, but those always cost a lot of money. But with GFXs, you can actually change your avatar to have whatever face you want. So all you're going to do is you're going to press the little down button when you're selecting your character over here in Explorer. And again, if you don't have Explorer, go to View and select Explorer. You don't need properties for this, but if it's already open, you can just leave it because it doesn't really matter. But you're going to press the little down button, go to Head, select the down button again, and get rid of the face. Now, if you go to images, you can search up whatever face you want. So I want the super happy face. And just search that. And you can use any face you want, but once you've found the one that you want, you can go ahead and just drag it straight onto your avatar. And look at that! Now you have whatever face you want. The next thing is room models. So if you go to models, you can search up whatever you want. So I'm just going to search, let's see, tropical room model. Or just tropical room. And you can, there will be so many to choose from, and you can just look around until you find the one that you like. Alright, so I've found the one that I want to use right here. So you're going to select it, and then up here where it says model, you're just going to right click and go down to export selection. And then you can save it wherever you want. It could take a second to export it depending on how big it is, how many details there are, or how good your computer is. But then you're also going to do the exact same thing for your avatar, and you're going to save it wherever you want. Once that's done, you are completely done with Roblox Studio, and you can just close out of it. You can save it if you would like, but it doesn't really matter. So now that you're done with everything you need to get set up, you are going to need to open Blender. So the only thing you need to do is go to your files, find where you saved the Roblox rig that you saved, whichever one it is, double click it, double click rig, and double click default. And it will open Blender for you. Okay, so before we get started making the actual GFX, I want to show you just how to do a few things. So if you hold shift and the little squiggly line button, then you can move around. And by using W, A, S, and D, you can move around. And by using the little scroll wheel thing on your mouse, you can move faster or slower. Pushing forward makes you go faster, scrolling back makes you go slower. Step 1 is to delete the head. So in order to delete, you're just going to select, hit X and press delete. If you want to select multiple things, you can select one and then hold shift and select another, and you can delete both of them. If you want to select a lot of things, you can hold down and drag until you're over all the things you want to delete. So after you're done with that, it should look like this. And all you're going to do to add the texture is select the torso, go up here, click that, and go over to Shader Editor. And you're going to scroll in and go up a bit and to the side to Texture. And you're going to click this little file button right there. And all you're going to do is go to where you saved your character texture and select your username. It should have a little 1 at the end of it. And you're going to just press Open Image. So there is my avatar's clothes. So now we just need to get the head and the accessories. So to get this, you're going to go to File, scroll down until you see Import, go to the side to wavefront.obj. And again, you are going to find where you saved your person, select the OBJ version, go to Geometry, and make sure Split by Group is selected, and import OBJ. Now, as long as you made sure your GFX was set at origin, it should spawn right here, except backwards. And over here at the side, there should be just a few different things. You're just going to go to Rotate, and you can turn it around, as well as Move, and you can move it to the side. And here all you're going to do is delete the arms, legs, and torso because we already have that. Now we just gotta move the head back. So you can do it one by one, but I find that I never really need to change multiple things on the head. So just select all of them, hit Control J, and it will connect all of them together. And you can just move it right back to your body. There it is. Now, the next thing we're going to do is import the background. So again, you're going to go to File, Import wavefront.obj, and select the background. Make sure it's the OBJ version, and make sure Split by Group is selected. Split by Group is going to basically just make sure that it's not grouped up into one object. And again, press Import. It could take a little bit to import in depending on how big it is, but just give it time and wait. Alright, so it's right here now. Here is my model. I can select the whole thing just really quick. And if you right click on it, you can select Set Origin and press Origin to Geometry. That way the arrow is right there on it. So I am going to turn it around to make sure it's, I'm going to turn it around to make it face the same way that my character is. You can also delete like specific things if you don't want them there. You don't have to keep every single thing. So I'm going to delete this light bulb. There we go. Now there's just all the things that I left. And yeah, the next thing you're going to want to do is position and pose your character, because you don't want your character just to be standing there. So what you're going to do is you're going to select any of these little like rings around the body and go down here to make sure you're on pose mode, and then you can reselect them, and whichever one is selected, that's the one that you can move. You can move it around, though I don't recommend doing that because it'll just make the arms and legs be off. I recommend only using rotate. You can move it around any way you want, so I'm just going to set the character to like a little wavy position. Maybe move the head tilted to the side. You can always change all of the things over again, and it really doesn't matter how much you pose it. It's just all about if you like it or not. So I think that this is cute, so I'm gonna leave it like that. The next thing you're gonna want to do is take your avatar, so just select the whole thing. It should automatically change to object mode, but if it doesn't, just go down to pose mode again, click it and select object mode, and you can move your character to wherever you want them to be on the room model. And you can always scale your character to make it a little bigger or smaller depending on the size of the room model, because some of them get pretty big and then you aren't able to do anything. Whoops. Okay. So I like this, and you can always change the position of something, like if you don't like the way that they're faced or something, you can always change it again once they're in the actual room model. And there we go. That's my GFX all set up. So obviously we can't just render it like this. We need to add a few things. So in one of my previous videos, I showed you how to add an HDRI background. I'm going to add an HDRI really quick. You don't have to, but if your GFX is in an outside setting, I highly recommend using one. So go check out that video. The link will be in the description. Alright, so I have mine in now, and I'm going to see how it looks. Okay, I really like that. So it is a bit bright, and with an HDRI, it's going to add some light. So you can go over here to strength and just change it until you think that it looks nice. So I think that 0.5 looks good for this. So I can go out of rendered mode. So I was about halfway, or like 90% finished with editing the video when I realized I didn't actually show you guys how to add a light without using an HDRI. And so I'm going to show you how to do that now. By the way, if you watched my 5 free profile pictures, you might recognize this. But all you're going to do is go make sure you're on object mode again, press add, go up to light, and there's these 4 options. I only ever use point and sun. Sun is good for outside if you need to add it with the HDRI or you're not using one. But I don't recommend using sun as much as I do point, so I'm just going to show you how to add point. So you're just going to click that and go ahead and find where it spawned in, and all you're going to do is you can move it up again, just move it. So, and then you're going to go down to where the tabs are, and you can press this little light bulb button, and this basically is just going to these are just the settings, so you can change how bright you're going to make it. Let's just put it at 10,000 just for the sake of the video. Radius, let's just put it at 5, so that's just going to make a larger area of where that it's going to be. You can also change to make it cast a shadow or not, and this is what it looks like. So it's super bright, but you can always turn down the brightness, so let's change it to 500, and that's just how you add a light. And the next thing you're going to need to do is go down, make sure it's on object mode, and select add, and select camera. Now if you press this little camera button up there, and move, you can position your camera to wherever you want it to be. And the button I showed you earlier right here, I like making GFXs squared, so 1080 by 1080 will be good. And then you can position your character to whatever you want. Press render to see what it looks like. I like this, so I think that that is good. Alright, so to render it now, all you're going to do is go up to render, select render image, and just wait. Once it's finished rendering, you are going to want to go up to image and click save as, and you're just going to save it wherever you want. And that's it! So that's it for today's video. I really hope this helped you. If you have any other things you need help with and you want me to do a tutorial, just tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!